Today I'm going to be making something really fun and yummy, and these are my old-fashioned buttermilk biscuits. So let's get on with the ingredients. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a half a cup of cold butter, and I'm using unsalted butter, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of very cold buttermilk. And a recipe note, if you are using salted butter, simply omit the salt in this recipe. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. Alright, our first step, I'm going to get all of my flour in there, my baking soda, the salt, and our baking powder. There we go. I've got a whisk, and I'm just going to whisk this up. Okay, we just want to fully combine all of those ingredients. That's good. Alright, now I'm going to take my very chilled butter and get it right in there. And then I've got myself a little pastry cutter, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start cutting the butter into the flour. Now I have very cold butter here. I actually had this butter in the freezer, and it is super hard. You don't have to have it that hard, but you don't want it soft either. And what we're doing here is we're coating each little piece of butter or fat with flour, and this is very important. Now if you're using a food processor, don't overdo this step, because you can run your food processor for 10 seconds and you might actually overdo it. You don't want to combine this completely so where you can't see the butter anymore. So you want to see pieces of butter. When we finish this, we want to actually see pieces of butter in our mixture here. So I've been doing this for about a minute or so. And it's all nicely broken down. I can see the pieces of butter in there, and that's exactly what I want. So that's good. Just like that. And then what we'll do is we're going to take our very cold buttermilk. I actually measured this out, and then I put it in the freezer, and I just wanted it to get really cold. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to start bringing all of this together. And I don't want to overmix. The more you mix, the tougher it will get, and the less flaky it will become. So again, if you're going to be using a food processor, you want to use your pulse mode, and you just want to give it little pulses. Not everybody has a food processor, so it's nice to, just use your hands, and you have much more control over what you're doing when you're just using your hands. You can actually feel what's going on. I do have my oven preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so we have a, quite a hot oven going on for these. And there we go. And that's good, just like that. Okay, we'll get on to our next step. Where's my flour? Here we go. I'm just going to lightly flour my work area, and we're going to get all of this down. There we go. I can smell the buttermilk in here. And you see all my nice pieces of butter in there. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so that's good. Just want to flatten it out a little bit. Okay, and I'm just going to roll this out just a little bit. And we don't want to make this, super thin. Just going to go like that. just like that. That's good. So I've got my pan here. I'm just going to move this over, like you can see. So when you're rolling this out, you really don't want to, you know, roll it out and move it around too much. You just, you know, just don't overwork it. So there we go. Just be gentle with it. I've got a 2-inch cutter here. It says 2 5/8, but it's, well, anyway, it's about, you know, a little bit more than 2 inches. And what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to get these right on here just like that. You can see the nice pieces of butter in there. There we go. And whenever you're cutting, just try to get, you know, as close as possible to the other cut that you made, and you will get more that way. So there we go. And there we go. There, perfect. So what do we have here? 2, 4, 6, 8 on this tray. And I have a little bit left here. I'll make a few more. We'll see exactly how many come out. So there we go. Okay, now I'll show you an optional step. At this moment right now, you can just pop these in 425 degree oven and just bake them like that. Or what you can do is you can put a little bit of an egg wash on here, or you can just put a little bit of buttermilk on there as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of an egg wash. So I'm going to go get that and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so what I've done here is I've just created a little very simple egg wash. I have separated an egg. I have only the yolk in here, and I added in 1 tablespoon of water. And what you want to do is just take your fork and just zip it around to completely break up the yolk and mix it well with the water. If you don't want to use water, you can use milk. There we go, just like that. Alright, so I've got a little silicone brush here, and I'm just going to gently paint the top of these. You don't have to be perfect, just like that. And I never waste anything. I'm not going to use all of this egg wash, and what you can simply do is just take your white and just add it back into this afterwards. Microwave it and you can have yourself a little, you know, microwaved omelet. That's good. Or you can, you know, just make a little egg on toast with it. There we go. You know, there's no point in wasting stuff that you've paid for. So there we go. So I am going to pop this into my 425 degree oven. I'll tell you exactly how long when I get back. Alright, so while our first batch is in the oven, you can see that you can just take all of the rest that was just remaining, and you can just basically, you know, push them all together. You don't even have to use the rolling pin. Just kind of push them all and they kind of join each other. There we go. Beautiful. And we'll see if we can get, I might be able to get 2. So there's 1. And 2. And just push them together again. If your hands do get sticky, you can just put a little flour on your hands. And that one there, I'm just going to do that freestyle, so I'm not going to cut that again because it's nice just like that. So those are ready as well for the oven. So there we go. I just thought I would do a very quick shot of the buttermilk biscuits in the oven. And those have been in just over 3 minutes, and you can see how nice they're really puffing up. So we'll see you in a little while when they're all done. I'll come back in a bit. Alright, these just came out of the oven. Whew, that's hot. And these were in exactly 9 minutes. I almost pulled them out about 15 seconds before the 9-minute mark, but there we go, 9 minutes. 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, and they smell so good. I just want to move them around so that they don't stick. I don't think they will. There we go. Beautiful. I wish you could smell these. They smell really good. So I have 3 more to do, plus the 8 here. That's a total of 11 for this recipe. So I hope you try out this recipe. It's really good. I wish you could smell these. They're really amazing. Before I forget, I'll try to, ooh, that's hot. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Can you see the steam coming out? Look at how nice those are inside. Oh, beautiful. Yum. Put a little butter in there. Yummy. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.